Hello, everyone. We are doing an all signs quick energetic checkup and try to help those of you who have had a situation in your past where you feel like you didn't get closure. Maybe we can get some additional insight into that situation for you today. We're going Aries to Pisces, and then we'll talk again about this thing at the end, okay? So with that being said, y'all, if you haven't subscribed, I hope you will do so, okay? And also, if you would like to book a personal reading, please look at my description box below this video. That is the only way that you can book a personal reading with me, okay? And please see my video that I did earlier to help you identify scammers and other information about a reading special that I've got going on through Thursday evening at 11 p.m. Central Standard Time. With that being said, let's get started with the Aries gang. Aries, those of you who feel like you did not get closure. Aries sun, moon, rising, or Venus. Aries sun, moon, rising, or Venus. Let's see if we can get some additional information for you as to why you did not get closure, Aries. Why didn't my Aries get proper closure? And can we give them some additional insights that will help them kind of with any unfinished business that they can't seem to close out? Okay. All right, so I'm definitely getting, that the situation, you may have been dealing with a Libra. You also have fire energy, but I don't get too caught up in the zodiac signs, Aries gang. But here's what I will tell you. Okay, you got the Justice reversed. So obviously something probably seemed very out of balance and unfair to you. As far as the whole situation. But you got the Judgment reversed and the Ten of Wands in the upright. And both of those can speak to very similar things. The Judgment in reverse, I think your person felt like there were just so many obstacles to going forward or to, going to the next level, whatever the case may be, that could not be overcome. And you've got the Ten of Wands in the upright, okay? That certainly speaks to somebody really being overburdened and feeling like there was just too much to overcome, and I know this probably left you busted up. To be honest with you, probably when this stuff happened, when people exit relationships without closure, many times it bothers them, and they just, they don't yet have the skills because they haven't done a lot of energy work themselves, and they're kind of broken. And sometimes, and I think this is the case with your person, they are actually feeling a lot of guilt for the way they handled this, and they know they left you busted up, probably Aries, and they feel guilty about it. Now, they're probably acting a whole different way. They're probably acting like everything is fine and what you see is fine. But you know what? And this is the Aries card. Maybe you're dealing with an Aries. You also have air that we pull. But I think they know, and I pulled that out at the same time I pulled this Ten of Swords. So I think they know they busted you up or hurt you, and I think they feel bad about it. But I just think because they themselves are kind of broken and out of balance themselves, that they do not yet in their journey, they have not reached a place where they are capable of giving the closure that a normal person should be able to get and give, okay? So I hope this has kind of helped to kind of explain, Aries, where your person was on this and their whole thoughts. I kind of think they feel bad about it, okay? I don't necessarily see them reaching back out, but that's what I see, okay? With that being said, let's move along to my Taurus friends. Taurus, sun, moon, rising, or Venus. Taurus, sun, moon, rising, or Venus. Why did you not get closure, Taurus? What happened, Taurus? What can we tell you to kind of bridge this gap? What can we tell you to kind of bridge this gap? Okay. All right. First of all, Taurus, you were probably dealing with someone who was very distant acting and very independent to themselves. With this Chariot card can speak to distance, literal distance as well. But you know what? This person really either questioned your motives, felt like it wasn't worth their time, or their motives were not good with this Ace of Pentacles in reverse, okay? You've got the Five of Cups in reverse. So in their mind, I'm not saying this is true, Taurus, But in their mind, they felt like that this was the very best thing for everyone concerned, or at least for them, in the Five of Cups in the reverse like that. They knew it was going to bust you up, and that it was going to seem really rough, but that was their thinking. And, you know, for many of you Tauruses with this High Priestess in reverse, you know, something may have come to light that you may not know about. Another thing that I think overwhelmingly what happened for a lot of you is this person made a decision out of fear or ego versus an intuitively led one. And that is why, because they really are not a strong enough energy worker and have not yet developed the skills enough to give somebody proper closure and to really be honest and upfront, okay? So that is what I get overall for the Tauruses, okay? And I hope that this has helped. And it could have been, for some of you, this is a financial issue too, with that Ace of Pentacles in reverse. Does that help? Okay. All right, let's move along to the Geminis. Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus. Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus. Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus. Let's get you some additional information to kind of assist you where you didn't get closure, or you feel like you just need some additional help with any unfinished business. All right. So you may have been dealing with an Aries, you know, as well. But, okay, so here's the thing. For some of you, this person really is emotionally immature. Well, that would make sense. You got the King of Cups in reverse, but really may have just not even felt emotion for some of you, unfortunately, and I'm sorry to say. You know, but, you know, you've got the Ace of Wands in reverse. Could have been just lack of attraction for some of you. Could have been that they were looking over the fence with this Eight of Cups here in the upright. They felt very disillusioned. And I think some of them may have made an impulsive decision to get involved with you in the first place. And then they started looking over the fence and they don't know what the heck they want. Quite honestly, people who don't give closure are broken in general and just don't have the capabilities to give proper closure. And I'm not justifying their behavior, but in their mind, they were escaping drama with this Five of Swords in reverse. I'm not saying it's true. I'm saying in their mind. And they felt like it was going to end in disaster anyway with this Empress reversed. And I also get lack of emotion here and lack of attraction. So I think probably they got into this a little bit too fast to begin with. Okay, Gemini. I think I may have said, I think I may have said Taurus. I think maybe you were dealing with a Taurus. But at any rate, to be honest, this person really has not done enough energy work to even know who they are. And you have to know who you are before you can know what you want. And that's what I'm getting from the energies on this Eight of Cups, okay? Kind of broken person and just inability to tell you the truth. But I think, honestly, drama was an issue, emotion was an issue, and or attraction. I'm getting all three of those as possibilities, okay? And so I know that's a lot of storylines, Gemini, but it is what it is. All right, with that being said, Cancer. Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus. Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus. Let's take a look, Cancer. Let's take a look. Why didn't you get closure? Let's help you bridge the gap a little bit, Cancer gang. Why didn't you get closure? Whoa, man. I got lack of maturity here. I got lack of following intuition, which certainly would, you know, this person's not very much on energy work. Okay, they felt like they were setting themselves free. And for some of you, this was strictly 100% financial, Cancer. Ace of Pentacles in reverse, Ten of Pentacles in reverse. They may have questioned your motives. And quite honestly, they felt like they were set free like a bird out of a cage. But you know what? It was not an intuitively led decision. With the King of Swords in reverse and the Fool in reverse, it was a decision that was made on impulse. Probably out of fear, okay? But it probably out of fear and or financial issues. And quite honestly, you know, they felt imprisoned by the whole situation. I'm not saying you were doing that, Cancer. I'm saying that's how they felt. Big difference in truth versus perception, right? But that's what I'm getting, Cancer. I think, too, their motives may have not been good to begin with. For some of them with Ace of Pentacles in reverse, or they questioned yours. Maybe they thought you were into it for money or what have you, or you know, that you were being financially irresponsible. I'm not saying you were. I'm saying that they could have felt that way, okay? But it was certainly not a decision that was handled in an intuitive way. Well, that we know. Because, you know, if somebody is broken to begin with, that's what causes people to not give proper closure, right? So, and I'm not justifying that at all, Cancer. Not at all. I'm just saying maybe this will help you to kind of understand why you didn't get closure. Does that make sense? Sometimes you have to make your own, unfortunately. All right? So with that being said, let's move along to the Leos. Leo Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Let's help you understand this whole situation and why you felt like you didn't get closure. Maybe give you a little bit more insight into the situation, Leo gang. A little bit more insight. Wow. Wow, this one took you by surprise, didn't it, Leo? Whew. Okay. You know, something that you may or may not be aware of came to light, and the tower happened. Truth coming out and just blew up something overnight. Okay, Queen of Swords here in reverse made this person very mad and very bitter about your history together with the Six of Cups in reverse, and really, you know, made them feel like this thing was just not in their best interest to stay with the Wheel of Fortune in reverse. Two of Pentacles in reverse, okay? Your person's probably made a very impulsive decision and lost patience on something. You know, that's kind of what I'm getting. That's kind of what I'm getting. Yeah. And you know what is interesting? Could have been some tail toters that came into the play that you didn't know about, Leo gang. People spreading stuff back and forth and outsiders doing this, and your person making a decision to allow that to influence them. But Nine of Cups in reverse, this person is probably not even aware of who they are, let alone what they want with this Nine of Cups in reverse. This is many times speaks to fickle pickle energy, okay? And so I think they thought they knew what they wanted. They got in really quick, and very well could have been influenced by outsiders. And in their mind, some truths came out that made them mad. You may not be aware of that, okay? Leo gang. For some of you, this involves somebody else, too, with the Two of Pentacles in reverse and them really not doing a good job of juggling the whole thing. And so they just bailed. They just bailed. Because they felt like until they did, they would kind of be stuck with that Wheel of Fortune in reverse. This is rough cards for you, Leo. I'm sorry about that. I'm sorry. That one looked like a rough one. That one looked rough. I'm just going to be honest. All right. So with that being said, let's move along to the Virgos. Virgo Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Let's help you, if you did not get closure, Virgo, to kind of speak to your situation a little bit more. Let's kind of speak to that a little bit more, Virgo. Let's kind of speak to that. All right, let's kind of speak to this just a little bit more. Whew, okay. You know, Virgo, I feel like with the Seven of Wands here, your person was probably really combative, and there was maybe a lot of drama here. You got the Nine of Swords in reverse, which to me speaks to this. I feel like your person felt like it was more peaceful outside the dynamic than in it. I'm not saying that's what's really true, but I think that's what your person felt like. I think your person maybe have been a little impatient overall, or felt like you were being impatient. And I think your person may feel like that they kind of jumped into something too quick here, but they've got the Knight of Swords in reverse. And so I feel like they may have come in with in and out energy, or felt like you were in and out. And they may have felt like you guys jumped in too quick to begin with. And you got the Lovers reversed, which can speak to a lot of conflict, again, divisiveness and being argumentative. And I really think in this case, for the most of you, it was one of two things. Either it was one or both of these. Either your person could have felt like you jumped in too quick, and or there's a lot of drama and conflict in the whole dynamic. An imbalance, maybe not equal give and take, even with that Temperance, okay, Virgo? So that's kind of what I get. For what it's worth, Gemini, Saggy, fire, and air. Maybe, maybe not. I don't get too caught up in the zodiac signs. Half the time I forget to give them because they're just not important. So with that being said, let's move along to the Libra gang. Libra, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Let's try to bridge this gap in the whole situation that you did not get closure in, and try to help you get a little bit more peace about the situation, Libra. peace about it. Yep. Try to help you to understand. Ooh. Wow. Wow, Libra. Poor thing. You know what? For what it's worth. Okay, let's talk about this. I see a big picture here. All right, your person blames you for everything. But at the same time, they kind of lost interest with this Four of Wands in the reverse. They blame you for everything with this Knight of Cups in reverse. I'm not saying it's true, but they feel like they didn't do a darn thing wrong, and they're very angry and bitter about it, okay? And they may be acting distant or at a distance, okay? This was one that was a lesson for you. Four of Wands reversed, Knight of Cups reversed. This is one of those soul connections that was a soul contract that somebody was teaching you something, and I hate it. But they felt like, you know, there was a lot of emotion here, and maybe still. But they felt like they set themselves free from whatever. And I don't know what it was. Maybe it was drama. Maybe it was, you know, oh, they're bitter. Yeah, they are bitter. You know, you got that with this and with this Knight of Wands and the Knight of Cups in the reverse. Oh, Libra, I'm sorry. Man, you know, and just know this, Libra. I'm not justifying anybody not giving closure, okay? If anybody can speak to that, it is me. I got the opposite, okay? But at the end of the day, the reason that people don't give closure is because they themselves are so broken that they do not have the capability that is really what I feel a reasonable ability to give somebody closure that they deserve, okay? So they are responsible for that. They're broken. That's why they didn't do it. But at the end of the day, they are blaming you. And I don't know if you realize it or not. But they lost interest with this Ace of Wands in reverse and this Four of Wands in reverse. And they really lost interest overall. But I think down deep, there's emotion. Or was. Okay, I got that too. So with that being said, let's move along to the Scorpios. Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Let's get some, hopefully bridge a gap on this whole lack of closure ordeal that we're talking about, Scorpio. Let's take a look. Let's take a look, Scorpio gang. Let's take a look. They may be acting distance or at a distance for what it's worth. You got the Knight of Wands here. Oh, they're bitter too. Scorpio. All right, let's talk about this thing. All right, they are bitter and angry all day long. I really think that goes back to before you, Scorpio. I just get that because I think they were probably not completed a cycle that had nothing to do with you before they even came into this dynamic. And they just brought that baggage in. This is the world reverse that makes me think that. And they just brought all that baggage in. And then, you know, next thing you know, they're acting immature, emotionally closed off with the King of Cups in reverse here. Knight of Swords in reverse, really just backing off and felt like he probably went into this thing too fast. Well, if what I just said about them coming in and bringing in crap from the past and not really working through something is true, then yeah, of course they came into the thing too soon. And, you know, probably, you know, you may have been, you know, a little bit too quick to move in too. You may have known this and kind of went against your intuition. If that is you, I cannot throw shade. I did exactly that, okay? Two of Wands in reverse. Some of you, this involved them thinking that another path was better or really kind of made you feel stuck. But you got the Three of Wands here, which speaks to the card of self-healing and being patient. And so I think many of you are kind of in that mode right now. Okay, I'm sorry, Scorpio, but you know, understand this. When somebody does this kind of stuff with this in and out energy and bringing crap in and not being healed and completed with a cycle from something that didn't have anything to do with you, they're broken and they don't have the ability to give you the closure that you deserve. Okay, and I'm not justifying this, but I'm trying to give you kind of a little insight energetically as to why this happens in general, okay? So I hope that helps. No, they're responsible for fixing themselves before they bring all that crap in, you know. We all are, right? We're responsible for going in and figuring out why we attracted somebody who treated us this way as well. You probably didn't do a darn thing. I don't know, but, you know, I'm just speaking to what's very probable, Scorpio. So with that being said, let's move along to the Saggies. Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus of Sagittarius. If you didn't get closure, let's try to help you a little bit with that situation. Try to understand, okay? Try to understand. Try to understand. There are secrets you didn't know about, Sagittarius, and you may have ignored your intuition on something to begin with this Queen of Swords in reverse and the Moon in the upright. Man. You know, I think there was or has been or maybe still be some emotion here. But this part, I think there was red flags from the start with this Two of Swords here. And then the Three of Pentacles in reverse. I don't think this person really was equal give and take to begin with. And so probably, you know, the person just has not healed from something that is before your time with this Temperance reversed, and you may have ignored some red flags about that to begin with. And I'm not throwing shade at you. If that's you, I did that. So we're in that boat together as far as having that experience in our past that we had to learn not to ever do again, right? But you know what? I think it did leave you feeling uncertain, and I think you ignored your intuition, and I think because of that there were secrets, seemingly secrets, that may have come out later about the whole situation that is going to help you put two and two together a little more. Yeah, this was not an intuitively led decision from start to finish with the High Priestess in reverse, okay? And I think you may have been dealing with somebody who was pretty egotistical too with this Emperor card here. I get that, kind of full of themselves. But you know what? You're going to see the light. The truth is going to come out and in your mind, and you're going to understand that maybe this whole thing had to do with some red flags to begin with. And I know that's not a real descriptive thing. I will also say this just in general, Sagittarius. First of all, pull the Saggy card, the Temperance card in reverse. So, you know, it's all about you kind of stepping into your power, point blank, period, by going inside and, you know, kind of figuring out how you attracted this kind of behavior. And I'm not saying you did anything wrong, but it has to do with our subconscious beliefs about ourselves. Sagittarius, you know, oh, there was something I was thinking. God, what was it, Sagittarius? But at any rate, you know, I know. The thing you have to understand, this is not justifiable when you don't get closure. Point blank, period. There is no excuse. Understand this, that this person had issues to begin with, that they had not worked through. They're broken, and they do not have the capability to give closure, which is really why they shouldn't be in a relationship to begin with until they take a time out and fix that, okay? So with that being said, with all of that, I hope at least that kind of helps you to understand. I'm not justifying, I'm just trying to help you to see energetically why this stuff happens, okay? So with that being said, let's move along to the Capricorns. Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Let's talk about this lack of closure and try to get you a little bit of more information, maybe get you some peace about the whole thing, help you bridge a gap when you didn't get closure, right? Help you bridge a gap. Ooh. Capricorn. They felt like they were avoiding drama. They knew they left you in limbo. They knew they left you in limbo and did not. Oh, you know what? Okay. You were dealing with an egotistical person who was really full of themselves. But I want to speak to that in a little more. They felt like you were drama. Okay. We all know what really happened. Okay. You got blamed for a lot of stuff that you didn't do, which was unfair. I'll give you that. I'll give you that. They left you hangman, okay? So let me tell you why that happens. All right, I'm going to speak to egotistical and, you know, puffed up in the head and thinking they're all that in a bag of chips and what's really going down. Subconsciously, people who act that way have a horrible self-esteem. There is a big difference in being egotistical and confident, okay? This person is not confident. The opposite of confidence manifests itself many times as one of two ways, either being a doormat or coming across as egotistical. They are not even aware that they have self-esteem issues because it's in their subconscious. Okay, that being said, there is no justification for not giving closure. Okay, and I think many of you that I'm talking to here, Capricorn, were even ghosted. Okay, and so at any rate, Capricorn, understand that there is no justification, but what I'm trying to do is to help you see that you are dealing with a broken person to begin with, Okay, and so what I need for you to do, if you're still struggling with healing from this thing and you're kind of up in your head, just take a little break, go inside and do some shadow work, and figure out what your subconscious beliefs are that by definition you're not even aware of that attracted this asshat to you to begin with. And he's not really, or she's not really an asshat, okay? They're broken, okay, just like us. I was broken. I'm still healing from stuff. I will be till the day I quit breathing, okay? That's what this is all about. It is a long-range journey. But at a certain point, you do get to a point where you're more relationship ready, okay? Does that make sense? So I'm not blaming you one bit for what they did, okay? Not at all. But I'm helping you to try to take responsibility for yourself so that this doesn't happen to you again, okay? So that you know how to set healthy boundaries and have intuitive guidance to begin with before this kind of crap comes your way, right? And you can see it coming, all right? Okay, all right. All right, so with that being said, let's go along to the Aquarius gang. Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. What about this closure thing? What can we do for my Aquarius folks to help them have a better understanding of this whole situation where they didn't get closure, Aquarius? Oh, Aquarius. Okay. Some of you may have dealt with a divorce, but you know what? All right, yeah. Some of you, this person really, I think, wasn't willing to come to the table to begin with and probably had baggage that you ignored. And you probably ignored some red flags here. Queen of Swords reversed and the Moon in the upright speaks to that very thing. This was not probably a decision made on intuition by you even going into it. And I'm not chastising you if you did that. I couldn't possibly throw shade at you for anything that I have done. So if you share this experience with me, welcome to the boat that I used to paddle. And you can get off of that too by doing some shadow work. But your person just flat out lost interest, point blank, period. And you may have jumped into it too soon, probably because they had red flags here, that you might have ignored, but they felt like they set themselves free from something. And I'm not saying that it was an imprisoning situation, but to them it was. And yeah, they were exhausting to you. And I think there was probably initially a lot of emotion here and a lot of thought that this thing would go the long haul with this 10 of Cups. But at the end of the day, Knight of Wands, their acting distance, at a distance, could have possibly even ghosted you. But with this Knight of Wands, it was exhausting to even deal with this person at some point. At some point, it really was. Okay? Probably came charging in and you thought they were all that, and I get it. And then, the red flags you didn't want to see because everything else looked so good. Okay, we've all been there. We've all been there, Aquarius. It is what it is. Don't blame yourself. Just fix yourself in shadow work, right? All right, Pisces. Pisces, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Pisces, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Let's get some help for those of you who didn't get closure. Help for those of you who didn't get closure. Let's take a look, Pisces. Let's take a look. Let's see what we can find out for you. Well, totally unbalanced and unfair, whatever the heck happened. You know what? This person has issues big time that they had not worked through. Some of them are egotistical. And what that is rooted in, I just talked about a couple of signs ago. People who, egotistical and confidence are two different things, okay? Confidence is having a good self-worth that's rooted in the subconscious beliefs. Egotistical is somebody who thinks they're all that, but underneath, in what they're not even aware of, is they have a horrible self-esteem. And so they mask that by coming across as acting like they think they're all that in a bag of chips, but deep inside, they hate themselves and they don't even know it. And I'm not justifying what they did, but this is a very broken person that you're dealing with who had not worked through some issues. Could be at a distance or acting distance. Probably a lot of sexual attraction here, Pisces, with this person. But, a lot of imbalance too. But you got the Six of Swords in reverse. They felt like they were kind of leaving drama. And I think you got blamed for a lot of stuff you probably didn't do, Pisces. So I hope that helps. I'm not justifying what they did. I'm trying to help you understand you were dealing with a broken person to begin with, Pisces. Okay? So I hope that helps everyone. And with that being said, I thank you all so much for watching. Many, many blessings.